Hi everyone, welcome to Bonnie Carolee Makes Cards. I have a set of all die cut cards featuring Simon Says Stamps diamond tiles. Whether you're talking about style, design, or genre, the possibilities are endless. I really like die sets like this. They are timeless and so versatile. I mixed it up with 5 different cards, 3 with a more masculine feel and 2 that were more feminine. In some of the cards, the tiles are used to complete a background, while others they are used as accent pieces. So let's get started with the tile background cards. While I had a cast on my arm, which has just recently come off, I learned to modify a few things to make it easier, and one of those things was to use copy paper rather than cardstock when preparing for paper piecing. I prepare a sticky surface by using double-sided tape by Sue Kwang. I'm using a roll which is 1 inch wide. Piecing the cardstock on the copy paper makes it much easier to die cut later. This die set comes with 4 variations of 3 sizes of diamonds. For the birthday card, I am using 2 large, 2 small, and 1 medium diamond, which I have laid out for you to see. For this card, I wanted to create an inlaid effect rather than stacking the diamonds. I began by cutting the largest diamond using the plain die out of soft navy cardstock. I then cut the center out of the navy diamond using the medium die. This plain die was then used to cut the teal cardstock to put in the center of the navy border. I then cut the center out of the teal diamond using the plain small diamond die. The center was replaced with the soft blue cardstock diamond, which was cut with the diamond die with the small inset diamond. Finally, a small diamond was die cut in matte gold cardstock using that last die. A simple process which I think I made more complicated with my description, but I hope that makes sense. As all the pieces were put together to construct these inlaid diamonds, they were laid face down on the crafting mat. They were taped together so that I could easily manipulate them to construct the pattern on the background panel. The backing was removed from the copy paper panel and the diamonds set in place. I centered the first diamond in its quadrant. The other 3 diamonds were then easily placed on the panel. Any little tweaks to the centering will be done when I cut out the complete panel at the end with a rectangular die. To fill in the remaining background, I used the quadrant die to cut 2 gold diamonds, 1 teal, and 1 soft blue. I began filling in with first the gold and the soft blue, and then in the second row the gold and the teal, and then repeating this pattern to finish up the card. Simon Says Stamps Happy Birthday brush script was used for the sentiment. The second card is a much easier one to construct using just the largest die with the diamond inset. I used this die to cut 9 diamonds out of the silver glitter paper. I then cut 4 diamonds out of some softly textured white cotton paper. I began by laying out the pattern on the copy paper background. I then recreated the pattern on my craft mat, placing it face down so I could tape it together. After removing the backing paper from the copy paper panel, I centered it over top of the design. The small diamond die cuts were then inset into the larger diamonds. The glitter diamonds were placed in the larger white diamonds, and conversely, the white diamonds in the silver. I did have to cut a few extra of the white. The panel was die cut using My Favorite Things second largest stitched rectangle die. The largest die from this die set was used to cut some blue paper. The diamond panel was glued to white sheet foam, which was then adhered to the blue panel. A thin white border was created when this was attached to a card base, which was A2 size from Neenah Solar White 110-pound cardstock. Simon Says Stamps Sending Smiles sentiment was die cut from the blue paper and also white sheet foam stacked and adhered to the panel. In the center of the G on this die cut sentiment is a cute little heart. After die cutting several hearts from both the blue paper and the white sheet foam, they were stacked together. The stacked hearts were adhered to the card and topped off with Nuvo Crystal Drops Morning Dew. Morning Dew dries clear and gives a pretty jewel-like effect to the hearts. When all was said and done, I decided to add 2 additional hearts to this card. This final background card has a traditional Argyle look to it, which will make a perfect masculine thank you card. Using the 2 small diamond dies pictured above, the card was constructed in the exact same manner as the previous card. Simon Says Stamps Bold Thanks was stacked on white sheet foam and attached to the card. The stamped hashtag Seriously was added for just a little bit of fun. The final 2 cards use the diamond tiles as accent pieces. A red cardstock panel was die cut using the largest die from My Favorite Things stitched rectangles. It was adhered to a Neenah Solar White 110-pound A2 size card base. This cute tiled text patterned paper was die cut using the next smallest stitched rectangle die and adhered to the red panel. The shadow die from Simon Says Stamp Love You die set was used to die cut gold matte cardstock and also black sheet foam. They were stacked together. The smallest solid diamond die was used to cut red cardstock and black sheet foam. These were stacked together. The small matte gold diamonds and black sheet foam were die cut using the die with the inset diamond. After attaching the small gold diamonds to the red ones, these elements and the sentiment were adhered to the card. The final card has a feminine feel to it using rainbow colors in the accent pieces. I used the medium solid tile and also the small quadrant tile with the diamond inset. I began by die cutting 3 soft blue medium-sized tiles and white sheet foam and stacked them together. Using the quadrant die, I die cut yellow, peach, green, and fuchsia cardstock. I also die cut 3 of these quadrant diamonds in the white sheet foam. After I figured out the 3 different color patterns for each of the diamonds, just the outside border was attached to foam. The small diamonds were adhered to the larger diamond. The foam-backed pattern for this card was created with Simon Says Stamp Folk Dance. It was attached to an A2 size card base. The sentiment was die cut from rainbow patterned paper using Simon Says Stamps Bravo. It was also foam mounted. When working with fine die cuts, I like to leave the foam die cut in the backing and just remove the center of the letters, which I use as registration points when I attach the actual die cut to it. It is easily removed from the backing and perfectly aligned. After all the elements were adhered to the card, Glossy Accents was applied to the diamond that was in the center of the tile. This diamond was not foam backed, leaving a little well. And that completes these 5 cards featuring Simon Says Stamps diamond tiles. Whether used to create backgrounds or accent pieces, there are endless possibilities. Thank you so much for your visit.